Good evening and welcome to the Women's Final Four National Championship Press Conference featuring the South Carolina Gamecocks. We'll hear an opening statement from Coach Staley and then follow up with questions from our student athletes, Joyce Edwards and Bree Hall. As a reminder for everyone in the room, once Coach does her opening statement and we start fielding questions for the student athletes, please hold any of your questions for Coach until after we dismiss the student athletes. At this time, we'll open up for questions for for our student athletes. We'll start in the front, right here. We can get the microphone over. Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. Your statement.
I thought I got away with that.
You did not get away with it. Your opening statement. My apologies.
Here's where I must say that, much respect to UConn. They did a masterful job, in executing on both sides of the basketball. And then at the same time, I have to say goodbye to a senior class that, had a historical impact on our game and our program and our conference and our city and our state. And, although they won't be in our huddle anymore, I'm sure they'll find their way in another huddle at the next level. And I just want to show my gratitude, my appreciation for all they've done for our program, because they elevated us and took us to a place where, we could only imagine.
At this time, we'll open it up for questions. We'll start here.
Leo Haggerty, Amped Up Sports here in Tampa. For both of you, and Bree first, did you feel a point in the game where it was starting to get away from you?
Yeah, it did start getting away, but we just told each other to just keep fighting. We weren't going to go down without a fight, and I feel like we just had to keep battling. It was tough, but yeah.
I agree. They had us by 20 at one point in the second half. So, at that point, you kind of you realize, you're not going to win the game. But you just keep fighting. That's all you can do. You don't go down without a fight. So.
Take our next question on the front. We'll stay to our left.
Alan Cole, GamecockScoop.com. Breezy, Coach just talked about the senior class these last 4 years. Now that it's over for you, how would you sum up what the last 4 years have been to you, and what do you think the impact you guys have had on this program from where it was before you got here to now?
It's been amazing. I'm glad I came up here and could do this presser, because I'm just not as upset as you would think I would be. I'm just so appreciative of everything that this program has done for me. Coach has put me in a great position. I've won 2 national championships. It's upsetting, of course, to lose, and you're right there. But I can't express how appreciative I am of this program. And I've just had such a great experience here. Yeah.
We can go to our right with Howard.
Howard Megdal at the Nets. Congratulations on a great season. This is actually for both of you. Joyce, for you, you scored in double figures in both games. I'm wondering what you feel like you learned from this Final Four you plan to take forward. And Bree, for you, what did you see from Joyce, and what is next for her in your view as she keeps growing in this program?
If we could start with Joyce.
I feel like last game, in the Final Four game, it was really a bounce back game for me. So it kind of just showed my resilience. I feel like I pushed through, and that was the game that showed it. This game, I know what it feels like to lose, and I don't want to be here again.
It shows that Joyce is a dog. She is an incredible player. I'm so glad I've been able to enjoy my senior year with her by my side. And, she's going to come back for more. It's not over for her at all.
We're staying to our right with Chaz.
Chaz Frazier with ABC Columbia. Bree, obviously not the way you wanted to end your career here, but what can you say about the legacy that you helped lay along with the other seniors, and what will be your closing remarks to this younger team as you leave them?
I don't know if I've thought of the closing remark. I think I need to let it settle in a little bit longer. So I don't really have an answer for that. But I will say that, it just goes to show how resilient our team really is. We're going to keep fighting. This is not the end for this team at all, for this program. They will be back here next year. I'll say next year. Whenever it is, I believe in them. And I know that Coach has something great up her sleeve, and it's just going to keep being a great program, honestly.
We can go to our left center.
Joyce, this is for you. It's David Jones with Urban Media Today. What do you take from the seniors like Bree going forward for your career as you watch these guys, and they've set the tone for you to be a leader going forward?
I feel like they're resilient. I mean, obviously they're one of the winningest like classes that have been a part of the Gamecocks, but their resilience. I mean, their roles has changed over the years, and they could have transferred at any moment, especially earlier in the beginning when they may not have been playing as much. But you see how they just grown into themselves, and they stay resilient, and they just kept pushing and kept fighting, and they end up winning.
Take our next question from the center in the back.
Michael Rosenberg with Sports Illustrated. Question for Bree. You said you're not quite as upset as we might think. Is that appreciation for the 4 years, or part of it that you just ran into a better team today, or both?
A little bit of both. I mean, they did their thing. I mean, I got to give them their credit. Talking about UConn, of course. But I mean, this is just to sit here and be so upset about something like this when I've had such an incredible 4 years, made history at the program. Like it's just no reason to be super duper upset. Of course it hurts. Of course I'm competitive. Of course I want to win. Like that's a no-brainer. But I just can't express how appreciative I am of this program. Like this is something that people dream of having and experiencing. And so I just got to keep moving on. It is what it is. And like I said, a lot of people dream of being in a position like this. So.
Take our next question from Ben, and then we'll come up to the front.
Hey, Ben Pickman with The Athletic, also for Bree. Just how do you reflect on your relationship with Coach Staley now that your playing days are over? And is there a moment, or I guess, is there a lesson that she has taught you that, I don't know, stands out in your mind for whatever reason in this moment?
That's a hard question. I mean, there's so many memories, honestly. But if there's one standing out right now, no. Just because, like, we just lost. So, like, that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now. But, I mean, she's a great coach. I mean, my goodness, our relationship has grown over the last 4 years. Well, I'd say, like, I guess 5 because she did recruit me, duh. But it's been great. It has been great. I know that I will be able to call her, text her anytime, and she will respond quickly because I do it now. And I'm just so appreciative. I can't thank her enough for, you know, what she's done for me. I'm so glad I trusted her. I'm so glad I trusted her plan. And, yeah.
We're going to shift to the left again. Sir, if you could put your camera down and ask the question.
Thank you. Well, you know, this question is directed toward the student athlete, so let's ask you about, I know this loss stings a little bit, but the reality of the situation, professional basketball appears to be on the horizon. How much you guys looking forward to the next challenge that you can take your game to another level and you get paid for it and become a bigger factor in ladies basketball?
I'll start with Bree.
Wait, can you ask the question again? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm very excited, and I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm very excited. The WNBA is growing exponentially right now. I know there's more teams, you know, that are planning to expand. But I think I'm really excited, and I'm excited for what the W is got going on.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I got to focus on next season, so I don't really got that on my mind right now.
We can get the next to Annie.
Thank you. Annie Costable, Front Office Sports. Bree, this one's for you. Just in your time at South Carolina, what impact have you seen your team and your team's success and Dawn have on not just obviously your guys' team, but the athletic department as a whole?
That's a hard question. Wait a minute. I don't know if I was prepared for this one. Can you say that one more time?
Your guys' success, your continued success, have you seen it have an impact on the athletic department, your peers, other coaches, anything at all?
Yes, definitely. I mean, a lot of the other teams support us. I mean, you see Coach Beamer at our games. The men's coach, Lamont Paris, is also at our games too. We also get love from other teams, equestrian. I mean, it's love from a lot of different sports. The administration is amazing, and they all support us a lot.
We're going to shift back to our left.
Shane Patagna for the Tampa Bay Times. I just want to ask you, Joyce, team had a hot start to the game offensively, but over the next kind of 25 minutes between the second and third quarter, team didn't really shoot well from a player's perspective. Why was UConn's defense so tough?
I mean, I feel like we just missed a lot of shots. To be honest, I feel like a lot of the easy shots that we usually hit, we missed. But credit to UConn's defense. I mean, they're in the gaps, you know. But at the same time, I feel like we got to where we wanted to be. We just had to finish.
Breezy, with about 3 or 4 minutes to go, the cameras caught you with your arms around Raven on the bench. Do you remember what you were saying to her in that moment and kind of what was going through her head, kind of as that clarity was starting to set in on the game?
Yeah, actually, somebody sent me a picture of that. It was actually a really cute moment. But I will say that I was telling her, you know, it's okay, it's fine. Keep your head up. I didn't want any pictures of her crying because, I mean, she has been amazing to us. She's been amazing to this program. I mean, this is just a small bump in the road. We made it farther than what a lot of people thought we would even close to make it. So I just told her, you know, just keep your head up. It's okay. And yeah, I'll stop there.
Any additional questions for our student athletes? Seeing none in the room or via Zoom, Bree, Joyce, we want to thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for allowing us to watch a tremendous season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This time we'll open up for questions for Coach. We'll start with Mel and then work our way over. Mel, we need the microphone.
Oh, yeah. Dawn, between the two UConn games, was there anything different considering that they both went the same way on differential than the last time, or, you know, anything new?
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought we did a great job protecting the three-point line. And that was one of the things going into the game. If we could make it a two-point game, meaning twos, we could keep it close. I thought that the threes that they did get were momentum changing for them, and they only made 4 of them. But the one at the end of the second quarter, going into halftime, was a dagger because we had everything under control, and we could have had it, in single digits. But when it gets to double digits, it's hard to come back with from a UConn team that is pretty great at executing their offense. I thought the rebounding was good up until that point. I mean, the game plan was being executed, in the first half. We just couldn't get the looks that we normally make. If we just made layups, we might be able to make it a little bit more interesting. But at the end of the day, we didn't take care of the basketball, and we took a couple of bad shots. We didn't make layups, and they make you pay. Although the score may be, very similar in the results, I thought we had better execution of what we wanted to do coming into this one.
We're going to go to the back with Cam.
Hey, Dawn, Cameron Teague with The Athletic. I know it's obviously still so soon after this loss, but you've talked and praised the senior class so much really all year. Knowing how important they've been to this program, I'm curious just if you can put into thoughts what they mean to you right now and what it's maybe like just to see them leave the court for the last time.
I'm one that I give them their flowers all the time. So, giving them their last flowers of just being in the locker room, is hang your head up high. There's nobody, there's no other women's college basketball student athlete has what they have, experienced what they experienced, won as much as they've won, and that's championships, and that's games, that's the experience that they receive. Every home game, most of them are sellouts. Most of them, there are 16,000, 17,000 people playing. They're playing in front of, everywhere we go on the road, we receive so much love and support from even the visitors fans. So, it was them that built this, and it's them that will go out again as the winningest class. I'm gonna venture to say in the country. So I'm proud of them.
We're going to stay to our right.
Hey, Dawn, Matt Baker with The Athletic. Kind of the flip side of that is the younger players, the ones who will be back next year. What do you want and hope that they take away from this experience in today?
I hope they're crying. I hope they're boo-hooing. Because from crying and having emotion about losing makes you work a little bit harder in the off season, makes you look at it and really analyze, what the separation is from their program and our program, and how we close the gap with that. They're very talented, and I think they got a great experience of playing at this level that I hope they have a desire to get back here and do all the things that it takes to play in a national championship game, and then deliver the blows that's needed to win.
We're going to go to the center.
Coach Staley, David Jones with Urban Media Today. All tournament, you all have made really good adjustments going into the second half, which has been the difference every time. What was your thoughts coming out of halftime to make those changes to get back into the game?
Yeah, I mean, just what I said, most teams are down a lot more than 10 points against UConn at halftime. I thought if we can get, some easy buckets, I think we're leading rebounding at halftime. Easy buckets, we kept the turnovers down to a minimum, but the turnovers that, we did have led to easy buckets. So it just puts a lot of more pressure on our offense to perform. I mean, our ball screen coverage was not great in the third and fourth quarters, as much as it was in the first two quarters. So they got loose with that. But I just tried to get our team to hone in on making shots, because to beat UConn, you got to score the basketball.
We're going to shift to our left.
Alan Cole, GamecockScoop.com. Another one of the seniors. You talked a lot about how much they impacted the program and the state of South Carolina. How did those three impact you, just as a coach and as a person, over the last 4 years, getting to know them?
They're just great human beings. Like, they've allowed me to coach them being my uncensored self. Like, not a lot of coaches are able to just be who they are. I could have real conversations with them that maybe would probably hurt other people's feelings. And they allow me to be me, because they know I'm just coming to them from a place of wanting them to get better, wanting them to continue their winning ways, and also preparing them for the next level. Because when you go to the next level, it is sink or swim. And it's probably not going to be from a coach's tongue, more so probably from a teammate, from somebody that is highly motivated, they highly competitive and want to win. And hopefully I've prepared them to be able to take in that and have some staying power at the next level.
We're going to go Howard, then Sean, then Michael.
Hey, Dawn. Howard Mandel at the Nets. Congratulations on the season you've had. Sort of two related things. You had held them to a single three-point make at the half. You guys are down 10. I'm wondering whether that feels like victory or that feels like a negative indicator, because obviously they were north of 38%. And just related to it, whatever the game plan is, at the end of the day, they've got Strong, they've got Fudd, they've got Beckers. You held Page to, I think, 16 on 17 shots. Yeah. But still 24 and 24, and then that's it. Is that just, they just had too much?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a victory. You hold them to 1-3, and that was at the end of the second quarter. That would have put them up just in single digits. And that is a victory in itself, and it gives you a little bit of hope to say, hey, if we continue that, we can keep this thing close, and maybe them being in a close game, would give them some angst and put them in a situation that they haven't been in a whole lot that could be advantageous to us. And then, it's hard. They're good. They're good. They work well together. They're super unselfish. They're incredibly skilled. And then the role players dagger you with the three, shade in the corner. So you got to have a really good day in order for you to beat them.
Sean?
Don, John Hurd, Anscape. Can I just ask how you're wrestling with the sting of this loss today being, the first time you're experiencing, coming up short in the national championship?
I mean, when, our kids gave it all they had. And when you can understand why you lost, and when you've been on the other side of that 3 times, you understand it. Like you can swallow it. We lost to a very, very good basketball team that they beat our ass, but they didn't make us like it. There's a difference.
Michael?
Hi, Don. Michael Rosenberg, Sports Illustrated. With those younger players, what do you think they have learned and should learn from watching the senior class every day, not just in the games, but how they've conducted themselves?
Well, I mean, I don't know. If I'm them, they have an example of how it's done on a daily basis. And if they aren't bringing it like they brought it on a daily basis, we're probably not going to end up here anymore. But which I doubt. So I mean, it is next woman up. We lose a large senior class with a lot of experience. So although our team will look different, what will be similar is the way we approach things, the way we work, the way we prep each and every season, and I mean they still are experienced. They still have Final Four experience under their belt. They still have national championship experience under their belt. So, hopefully they can, in their own way, top what this class that's leaving out. They can top it. They have an opportunity to top what's happened over the past couple of years.
Shifting to our right.
Dawn, Kathleen from The Next. If you got to make a pitch for each one of your outgoing seniors as they head into the draft, what would those be?
I mean, I can actually bottle them up and just speak on, what they're winners. Number 1, 2, they've been coached up, so any situation they'll be able to handle, any role they'll be able to handle. The issue will probably be the terminology once they get to the next level, but they defend. They'll have a really good understanding of how to defend, and then they are young people that are good people, like good to be around, can handle any role, and will be an asset to any franchise.
Go to the front with Dave. Excuse me. If you could pass it to the front for Dave. We'll come back.
Dawn, in the immediate aftermath with a player like Joyce, who is going to be a huge part of the team, did you pull her aside and say anything specific to her about, hey, bottle this up, or remember it, or maybe just kind of let her be at this point?
No, I let her sit in her sadness. Sometimes letting them sit in their sadness is much more powerful than breaking that train of thought. But we'll talk about it, and she'll express how she feels and what she needs to work on in order for her to get us back to this place.
Staying to our left.
Lou Haggerty, Amped Up Sports here in Tampa. Coach, it's easier to recruit the position. It's hard to recruit the player. What kind of intangibles are going out the door with your seniors?
Oh, wow. I mean, they are the epitome of who we need to be successful. Their approach to practice, their approach to life. They got great parents. Like it's losing parents too. You're losing great parents when you have great pool of parents that get it, and they're able to shed light on what's happening to some other parents and what they're going through. So we lose a whole bunch of great parents that have been great advisors to our new parents. So I mean, it'll be hard, but this happens every year where you lose a senior class, a really good senior class, and we find a way. But they'll always be a part of our program because they'll always give back and they'll always come back and they'll always be cheering and they'll probably stay in the team chat, so they always will have encouraging words to give to our young players.
Shifting back to our right.
Hey, Don, Chaz Frazier, ABC Columbia. You alluded to your senior class. They're holding their head high for all they accomplished. The younger players, you want them to be crying and feel this. I'm curious from a coaching staff perspective, what's the balance of throwing this one out the window, and how does it light a fire under you guys as there's turnover moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, anytime your season ends in a loss, it should light a fire. But you also got to look at it from how did we get beat? Did they flat out beat us? I think they flat out beat us because we tried to throw a lot at them, and they rose above it. They rose above it all. That's what happens when you have super talented players like that. We've been on the other side of it. So we get it. Younger players are just gonna have to step up. They gotta have a great summer. They gotta have a great fall. We're always gonna play a competitive schedule, so they'll have opportunities to grow in playing a competitive schedule. But I'm as excited for what our team will look like next year. I am, because I do think it'll be talented enough to get here, especially with getting in the transfer portal and getting some experienced pieces that can help with this young group.
Shift again back to our left.
Don, first of all, congratulations on a good run the last few years. How much do you relish the challenge when you beat Gino the first time, and now you get to compete against him today? I mean, what do you gain by competing against an iconic coach? I know you have a history with him, and I think there's something you should feel pretty good about: win, lose, or draw. Winning, and then him winning today.
Yeah, I mean, UConn's been the standard. So anytime that you can get any wins, you are breaking into moving ahead in the game, right? So, I would say from the first time that we played UConn, since I've been at South Carolina, I think it was 2008 or 2009, the first year, got our heads beat in. And I try to, I'm the same way. Like, I'm gonna shake your hand the same way. I'm gonna look in your eyes the same way, because I know that at some point we're gonna win. And I don't want to give anybody a psychological advantage. They know when you kick their butt, and you know when you kick their butt. So it's the same way. I think they had the better team this year, and it's not always that you don't always win when you have the better team, but they had the better team this year and they won, and that's what you're supposed to do.
We'll take our last question from the back with Lindsay.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. Coach, you talked about letting Joyce sit in her sadness. Has that always been your philosophy as a coach with players during tough moments? And is that something that you do personally as well?
Not always. I mean, Joyce is a pretty tough cookie. So breaking her thought process in that moment, for me, I thought would be less helpful. No, you treat each player differently in how they handle success and failure. So it is a player by player. So before I leave, though, I just want to wish our assistant coach, Winston Gandy, a very good luck at Grand Canyon. He's done a great job for us. He is a coach that he was with us for a short period of time, but his impact was huge. But I'm very happy that he gets, his dream of being a head coach. Not very many, and the pundits, right? It's not very many black men that get head coaching jobs. And the fact that he's one of the, few black men that got a head coaching job, I'm super proud of that. So thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
before you step away, I want to give you